Stay awake, she told herself. Just 2 more stops. Her head leaned against the cold glass. The noise faded, her thoughts drifted, and then darkness claimed her. Aiko woke with a jolt. Her head smacked lightly against the window. For a moment, she didn't know where she was. Then came the noise. Laughter, rough and too close. 2 men sat at the far end of the car, bottles in hand. Their voices loud enough to bounce off the metal walls. She rubbed her eyes, trying to shake off the haze. The digital sign above the door said 12:52 a.m. She had slept longer than she meant to. One of the men noticed her watching. He grinned, nudging his friend. They said something she couldn't catch, but it made them both laugh harder. Aiko shifted in her seat, straightening her coat, pretending not to hear. The air smelled like alcohol and sweat. The clatter of the tracks filled the silence between the bursts of laughter. She looked at her phone. No signal. She slid it into her lap anyway, gripping it tight, pretending to scroll. Just 1 more stop, she thought, then home. But the laughter didn't stop. The train rocked, metal screeching as it curved through the tunnel. She could still hear them, slurred and muffled. Every few seconds, one of them laughed. The train slowed, the brakes screaming against the rails. She stood, gripping the pole for balance, pretending she didn't feel their eyes on her. The door slid open. Cold air rushed in. Empty platform. She sighed in relief. She stepped out, the sound of her shoes echoing in the silence. But then came 2 more sets of footsteps behind her. Aiko's throat tightened. She told herself it was a coincidence. But when she turned toward the stairs, their steps followed. Her pulse quickened. She picked up her pace. The digital sign near the stairs read next train, 15 minutes. No one else was there.
"Hey,"
one of them called.
"you okay?
She didn't answer.
You got somewhere to be?"
The other added, his voice closer now. Aiko forced herself to look calm, even as her hands trembled. "I'm waiting for my boyfriend. He's picking me up." They laughed.
"That's so?"
one asked.
"Funny. Doesn't look like anyone's coming."
She checked her phone, though she already knew, no service. She kept the screen lit, pretending to text. The men spread out slightly. One walked toward the stairs. The other stopped a few feet away, blocking the open gate at the far end of the platform. The space between them and her narrowed with each step.
"Don't be scared,"
the one with the shaved head said.
"We just want to talk."
She could smell the alcohol on them now. "Look," she said, voice shaking. "I don't want any trouble." The man with the bomber jacket smiled.
"Neither do we."
When he grabbed her arm, it happened fast. She tried to pull away, but his fingers only dug deeper. The other one caught her wrist before she could swing her bag. "Let me go," she shouted, but her voice broke. It echoed and died in the empty station.
"Relax,"
the shaved head said.
"We're just looking for a good night."
He shoved her toward the far end of the platform. Her bag fell, spilling her phone and keys across the tile. She screamed again, louder this time, her voice raw. No one answered. They dragged her toward the dark opening of the tunnel. The smell hit her first, metal, oil, and something damp. She dug her heels into the concrete, but they were stronger. One of them pulled a knife from his pocket, flipping it open and showing it to her.
"Stop fighting,"
he said, almost gently.
"It'll be easier that way."
Aiko kicked, twisting, trying to break free. Panic burned through her fog. "Please," she said. "Please, don't." Then came a sound, a faint scrape. The men froze. The sound came again, closer. Something dragging against the floor. At first, it sounded like a metal pipe being pulled, slow and uneven. Then another scrape, faster this time. "Teke, teke, teke."
"Train?"
one muttered.
"No,"
the other said. too slow. The sound filled the tunnel, steady and wet. Aiko stopped breathing. For a moment, she wished a train would take her out of her misery. Out of the darkness, a figure crawled into view. A woman. Long hair, matted and hanging low. Arms pulling her body forward. But as she dragged herself closer, the truth revealed itself in the light. There was nothing below her waist. The woman's spine trailed behind her like a broken tail. Bones glistening through shredded flesh. Her school blouse was torn and soaked in dark stains. Her eyes were wide and hollow, her mouth twisted into a slit too wide to be a human. A rusted sickle hung from the woman's hand. Teke, teke, teke. The sound echoed down the tunnel. The man in the bomber jacket dropped his knife. What the hell is that? Before he could move, the woman lunged. Her arms struck the ground hard, hauling her body forward with quick, broken movements. Every hit echoed through the tunnel. The sickle flashed under the unsteady light. She hooked his ankle and yanked. He hit the ground hard, shouting and kicking. The sickle carved through his calf. His scream tore through the dark as she climbed him, dragging herself over his body with sharp, jerking motions. Her elbows struck the concrete with hollow thuds. The blade rose, then came down across his head. Once, then again. The sound was thick and wet. Blood sprayed her face. The body twitched, then went still. The second man bolted into the dark. Aiko was shaking so hard her knees gave out. The sound of dripping filled the tunnel. She could smell iron and oil. The creature turned toward her. Her hair shifted, revealing one pale eye beneath the strands. "They laughed like them," she said, her voice dry and strained. "Pushed me. Train light. Legs gone. Beauty no more." Aiko shook her head. "Please, don't." "No one helped," the woman said. Her voice wasn't angry. It was hollow, flat. "Cold. Still here." She began crawling forward. The motion was wrong. The sickle dragged along the ground, leaving a streak of dark red behind her. Teke, teke, teke. The floor began to tremble. The woman's head turned sharply toward the rails. The vibration grew until it rattled Aiko's teeth. Far down the tunnel, a light flared. Light. Fast. Growing. Aiko screamed. The woman's hand shot out, catching her coat. She yanked Aiko sideways and slammed her against the wall. Aiko braced for the blade, but the woman only kept her safe. The wind hit a second later, a violent blast that stung her skin. Then came motion in the light. The bald man was running toward them, his face twisted in panic. The train's light filled the tunnel behind him. Aiko tried to scream, to warn him. The roar drowned everything. The train hit. A wet crack split the air. His upper body flung into the wall, snapping against the concrete. The rest disappeared beneath the wheels. A burst of red sprayed against the stone in Aiko's coat. Then silence. Aiko gasped, coughing on the metallic air. Her ears rang. The smell of blood and heat clung to everything. When she looked around, the woman was gone. Only smeared handprints and streaks of red marked the walls. For a moment, Aiko stood there, unable to move. The tunnel was too quiet now. She forced herself to stand. Her legs shook. Her palms were slick with blood that wasn't hers. Step by step, she followed the faint glow ahead until the tunnel opened onto the platform. The air felt colder here. At the edge, she turned back. Far down the tracks, faint and distant, came a final metallic drag. Teke, teke. It faded into silence. Aiko exhaled a breath she didn't realize she'd been holding. She climbed the stairs and exited the station. Aiko stood there for a long moment, staring at the empty street. No footsteps, no sound, no teke teke. She slipped her hands into her coat pockets and walked home.